Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on a wing and a prayer.
They flew planes during World War II, but weren't considered real military pilots. No flags were draped over their coffins when they died on duty. And when their service ended, they had to pay their own bus fare home. These aviators, all women, got long overdue recognition on March 18, 2009, when they received the Congressional Gold Medal.
Today we right a wrong and acknowledge our debt to these great patriots. Please join me.
About 200 women who served as Women Air Force Service Pilots, or WASP, were on hand to receive the award. Now mostly in their late 80s and early 90s, some came in wheelchairs. Many sported dark blue uniforms, and several clutched framed photographs of a comrade who had died. Women Air Force Service Pilots, we are all your daughters. You taught us how to fly, said House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She said the pilots went unrecognized for too long, even though their service blazed a trail for other women in the U.S. military. In accepting the award, WASP pilot Deanie Parrish of Waco, Texas, said the women had volunteered without expectation of thanks. Their mission was to fly non-combat missions to free up male pilots to fly overseas. WASP Ty Killen of Lancaster, California, put it more simply: we're a bunch of tough old ladies. 38 WASP were killed in service in World War II, but they were not considered military until 1977, and thus were not entitled to the pay and benefits given to men. It's estimated that about 300 of the more than 1,000 WASP are still alive. The program ran from 1942 to 1944. When it ended, the WASP had collectively logged 60 million miles in 77 different types of aircraft. They flew everything from the fastest fighters to the heaviest bombers, and they piloted every type of mission flown by their male counterparts except combat missions. Many of the planes were equipped with top-secret equipment that required pilots to carry a pistol. Most had little room in the aircraft for anything more than a toothbrush and an extra blouse. Some found empty compartments in the wings designed for ammunition and put a high-heeled shoe in each wing. Their male counterparts were shocked to see them fly the planes, but most accepted the ladies. Once you flew, you were part of the brotherhood, said one of the WASP. The late Marjorie Redding Christensen of Enoch, Utah, just missed her chance to be recognized. She passed in 2008, but 3 of her 6 children went to Washington to accept the honor in her stead.
My brother Frank, my sister Tina, and I flew back to Washington, D.C. and went to the ceremony, and we received for Mom a Congressional Gold Medal for her time in the WASP. It was so wonderful, and we felt like she was right there with us, and we just really, our hearts were huge. We were so happy that that had happened, because they really deserved that honor.
The medals given to the WASP are bronze replicas of the original gold medal that will live in the Smithsonian National Museum. The front of the medal bears the face of a woman pilot, 3 WASP in stride, and the AT-6 plane that all men and women trained on. The design that has all of these elements overlapping the edges on which they are superimposed nicely symbolizes broken barriers. Marjorie's clan will be rotating her medal amongst themselves for a while. Just looking at it brings back a flood of memories of a very special experience.
Going to Washington, D.C. for the ceremony was an experience I wouldn't have missed for the entire world. The idea of being there to represent our mother as she should have been represented herself. the entire time I kept thinking, Mom's up there watching, and she is bursting at the seams. She is so excited, and she is so proud, and she is so happy at this moment.
A few weeks ago, Chelsea Lee, Marjorie's granddaughter, became a heritage maker and realized that the story of Marjorie Christensen had to be preserved. Working with local consultant Pam Hanks, she created a beautiful tribute to her grandmother, starting with her early days in Enoch and documenting her adventures as a WASP.
When I first got the phone call from the consultant, she was really excited to get started and help me start the project, and her excitement made me excited. The studio software was really easy to work with. I was really excited. We went through the templates, the consultant and I went through the templates and found something that worked quite well, and then I put little bits and pieces in that worked with the template.
It was fun to watch this little lady's life just come to life, and to preserve all of the important things that she did. This is what Heritage Makers is about. We are taking all those details and we're preserving them so that she can learn a little bit more about her grandma, who has now passed on, and pass down all of these values and traditions down to her children and have this forever.
Heritage makers love to talk about the magic moments that happen as they complete a project. One of these moments occurs when your published book is delivered to your door.
Wow.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Another magic moment happens when a project is shared with other family members. In Chelsea's case, she was able to distribute her grandma's book to 2 uncles and an aunt at a family get-together.
I've already realized I'm going to have to get copies for all my kids. It's just beautiful. We have all this stuff that we've put together with Mom, and as we've got these articles and pictures and stories, and to have it all come together in one book, I think that's just awesome. I think Chelsea did a great job of putting it together, and I think it's beautiful. When I said I need to get my kids copies of this book, they haven't had the opportunities that we had to know my mom and to know their grandmother. What a wonderful woman she had, and what a shame it would be if she was lost to them.
Washington Irving said, "There is in every true woman's heart a spark of heavenly fire, which lies dormant in the broad daylight of prosperity, but which kindles up and beams and blazes in the dark hour of adversity. During World War II, America faced adversity, and the women of the WASP blazed brightly."